Hello everybody, it's Kyra from BodyCandy and welcome to this episode of The Tea. I hope you're all having a lovely day. Today's topic, it's all about me. I'm joking, it's not, but it kind of is. So we're talking about the high nostril piercing, which I've just got. What are they? How painful? And much more. So if you're interested in this, remember to like, comment, subscribe to BodyCandy, make sure you see all of our videos, and let's go. So what is a high nostril piercing? A high nostril piercing is these bad boys right here, and they can be pierced anywhere that your anatomy allows up here. I've got these because I've really fancied getting them. I've liked the idea for a while. I like all the different jewellery options you can wear with them. And yeah, I just really like the symmetry with the rest of my facial piercings. I think it looks sick. But before you go and get your high nostrils pierced, there's some things you need to know, which is pretty much just the same as every other piercing that you would go and get. Make sure you have a really good night's sleep beforehand. Make sure you're not drinking alcohol or anything too caffeinated beforehand because they are blood thinners. But make sure you eat a really substantial meal beforehand. This obviously prevents passing out and low blood sugar and everything. So the process of actually getting it pierced, quite daunting, but I went with my friend, and my piercer, luckily, is a good friend of mine as well. So when you go in, you spend quite a long time getting them paired up right, looking in the mirror, calipers are involved to make sure the spacing's even, either way. And that does take a substantial amount of time, so obviously, as you can imagine, your adrenaline is building. Not sure everyone will have the luxury of having a piercer as a friend, but then she had to stick her little finger up my nose, with gloves on, obviously, to make sure she could get to exactly where I wanted them pierced. I could anatomically go a little bit higher, but I thought, oh, pain, no thanks. Maybe one day we'll get more. And then a little tube goes up into your nose, which kind of uncomfortable. That is the guide tube, so obviously the needle doesn't go all the way through your nose because pain. My friend did find this part really difficult, to be fair, not the actual piercing itself but the tube, because she kept sneezing and that took quite a long time to get right. The actual pain, it was probably the worst one I've had piercing pain wise, but it wasn't the worst pain I've ever been through, if that makes sense. It's literally over in a flash, and as soon as that's sorted, everything's through and the jewellery's put on, there is no more pain. Obviously, as per other nose piercings, it makes your eyes water. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I did cry. But I didn't find myself getting too much swelling or anything like that. Like there's a little bit of swelling on this side, but it doesn't hurt at all. The healing process has been a bit rocky for me personally, as you can tell, I'm quite sick at the moment. And I'm not sure if that's had a part to play, because I couldn't breathe through my nose for a couple of days because I was quite full. I don't know if that's just down to the time of year. Maybe don't get it done in winter, not sure. But I did end up accidentally sneezing one of them out. But luckily for me, I had the word I was looking for is insertion taper. It's where you can pop it through, so you can screw on the back piece of the jewellery, which is obviously very hard to access. Pop that through, screw everything back on. Stunning. If I was to do this again, I will give you the advice of ask for threadless jewellery, because one, I've got nails, and two, it's such an awkward position. It's really hard to screw on such a tiny little piece of jewellery. But threadless would probably be better, otherwise known as a push pin. That is what I'm getting next when I go and get these downsized. I'm going to get some little spikes and it's going to look beautiful. I've had no problem with sleeping with them or washing my face. I've just been really careful. I'm not putting makeup around them. So yeah, back to my previous point, they will be getting downsized slightly. I've not had any issues with them poking out or anything. It's important to go back to your piercer to downsize regardless, because then you can obviously wear the jewellery that you want to wear, nothing will poke out. But also, more importantly, if you're wearing jewellery that's too big in your nose and you knock it, that's going to cause an irritation bump 9 times out of 10. So my plan for my high nostril piercings is to get obviously little spikes or cones with threadless jewellery so I can push pin them. So much easier for me as a nail haver. And then maybe for festival season, once it's all healed, I'll pop a little chain over or something. Super cute. I do really recommend these piercings. I think they look amazing. If your anatomy allows it, then why not? Just go for it. Bit of a painful one, but I've had no issues personally afterwards with pain. It's super cool. It's kind of a unique one. You don't see too many people with a high nostril piercing. So yeah, 10 out of 10 experience from me. Just don't sneeze your jewellery out. So I hope this video helped, and I hope this has answered some of your questions about it. If you have any more questions, just leave a comment and things. and then I will see you on the next video. Goodbye.